All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to today's live session. First and foremost, I want to apologize for us coming on set quite a bit late. We are very sorry that it did happen that way. It was not pre-planned actually. And without wasting too much of your time, we are going to be going straight into what we have for today. But the first thing I want you to know is that one thing about life is that life is in sequence. One of the reasons why some persons they struggle or some persons they get themselves in trouble is because they learned something that they should have not learned at a particular time. And I will explain what I meant by that. Now, number one thing is that it is one thing for you to have the knowledge. It's another thing for you to have the knowledge and use it at the right time. For example, somebody might get to learn the concept of making money too early in life. For example, before attaining a particular level of study, a particular level of maturity and all that. And because of that knowledge did not come at the right time, eventually they mismanage the fund, or eventually they get themselves in trouble, or perhaps some people they even lose their life eventually. And that's why I want you to understand that everything that you learn in life has to come in sequence. As a believer, one of the reasons why some individuals are making a mess of their life is because they have learned something. Somebody that brought you or somebody that you followed actually taught you a particular thing that should have come later on in life. It is not as though those things they taught you were not true, but it's just that they come at the wrong time. So in order for you to make a good use of any information in life, it has to come at the right time. For instance, if you learn the concept of wealth before you learn the concept of discipline, I tell you, eventually that wealth will develop wings and will fly away. And without further ado, what we want to be looking at today within a short period of time that we have today is how does successful people, how do they leverage on failure as it were, or how do they handle failing as a concept. A large number of us, we've seen failure as a bad thing, but somebody once said failure is not actually the opposite of success, but then failure is also a part of success. But then it might actually arouse your curiosity that why we failure is a part of success. And that's why I want to encourage you to please stick around to the end of this broadcast, because there are a lot of things to learn. I will bring up the first commentary that you have to listen to with rapt attention. What is it that success people they are doing that is making them successful as compared to the so-called failure in quotes? Even though failure is a state or the state of your mind, and when you accept that you have failed, that's when you become a failure, as it were. But then the way you handle failing as a concept will determine what the next phase of your life will be. So what is it that they've been doing differently that is making them, having a way forward that's making them scaling up from time to time? Please stay around to the end of this broadcast and you'll get to know in a moment.
Put God first. Put God first in everything you do. Everything that you think you see in me, everything that I've accomplished, everything that you think I have, and I have a few things, everything that I have is by the grace of God. Understand that. It's a gift. Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do. And in this text, tweet, twerk world that you've grown up in, remember, just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Remember that. Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Don't confuse movement with progress. Continue to have goals, continue to progress. And anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up. Each one, teach one. Don't just aspire to make a living.
All right. Now that was very short and very brief. And the high point there, let me also state this, that on this channel from time to time we have been mentioning the fact that you need to have a journal. For instance, there are a couple of times that you'll be walking on the road, and that your journal does not necessarily have to be hard copy. Sometimes you just open up your notebook, because there's a saying that even the shortest pencil is more important than the sharpest brain. You might think that you are so smart and you can retain information, but I tell you, and information will just drop in your mind, just like a flash. But many of us, we make light of such information because we feel we are not spiritual enough, and so we are not even sure that those informations, they are actually inspirations from the Most High. But if you can embrace this act of writing things down, years later you go back to all those things and you observe that those things, they were actually divinely inspired. And that's why you need to pen down something. One of the standpoints of what that speaker just said is the fact that hard work works, and working really hard is what successful people do. If you are out there and you feel like you are not, you don't want to do or go out of your shell, as the case may be, I tell you, you might not be ready for this thing that will cause success. But in this other part of this live broadcast that we are, in for this night, I'm going to be sharing some, piece of write-up that I put together based on my study, based on my reading and writing. And I will tell you that there is a big difference between the successful and the so-called failure. And also I'll be able to prove to you beyond reasonable doubt that failing itself is actually a part of success. So out of successful people, how do they handle failing when it comes their way? I'm sure that a large number of us must have heard that saying that there are people that they actually came through after like several attempts. We know of somebody that before he became the United States president, he had already tried so many times and he failed all through. But what was the standpoint from all of those stories? 3 things, and I want you to take home those 3 things, even if you cannot remember anything. And there are 3. The whole lesson that you have to learn in this story that I'm talking about is just embedded in 3 things: discipline, commitment. Those 2 things: disciplines, commitment, and also consistency. The 3 things, I call it DCC: discipline, commitment, and consistency. There are people that last week they tried a particular thing, but because they are not getting results yet, they were along the line, they fizzled out, and they got weary, and so they could not continue. If you can embrace those 3 things, you observe that that is actually clearly the difference between the successful and the failure. Let me not talk too much. Let me leave you to listen to this commentary that comes next.
Success is a subjective and personal term. It can mean various things to different people. In general, success can be described as the realization of one's personal or professional aims or objectives. It is the accomplishment of a desired goal or result. Success can be characterized in terms of personal fulfillment, happiness, and well-being, as well as financial or material wealth. Some people define success as the ability to positively change the world or contribute to the greater good. We can also say success is a reflection of a person's values, priorities, and goals. It is critical to recognize that success is a continual process rather than a one-time event. Setting objectives, taking action, learning from failures, and making modifications along the road are all part of it. Success is not something that can be attained suddenly, but rather through time via hard effort, dedication, and perseverance. So, what differentiates the successful from the failure? The successful embrace failure. Successful people are aware that mistakes are a necessary component of learning. They don't let the fear of failing prevent them from taking chances and experimenting. Instead, they utilize their setbacks as inspiration to work harder and smarter because they see failure as an opportunity to learn and improve. People who are successful frequently view failure from a different angle. Failure is not something they fear or avoid. Rather, they regard it as a chance to improve and ultimately thrive. Accepting failure is realizing that setbacks are a necessary component of the road to achievement, and that they can offer insightful feedback. How can successful individuals embrace failure? Here are a few examples. They see failure as a teacher. People who are successful don't dwell on their errors. Instead, they examine what went wrong, pinpoint areas for improvement, and create plans for averting repeat errors. They embrace risk. Successful people understand that innovation and growth frequently necessitate venturing outside of their comfort zones, and that failure is an inevitable part of the process. They retain a growth mindset. Successful people think that their abilities can be developed through hard work, perseverance, and dedication. They understand that failure is not a reflection on their ability, but rather a chance to learn and grow. They persevere in the face of adversity. Successful people do not give up when they face difficulties or failures. Instead, they persevere in the face of adversity, utilizing their failures as fuel to keep pushing forward and working toward their objectives. Finally, accepting failure is a necessary component of obtaining success. Successful people can turn setbacks into chances for growth and improvement by perceiving failure as a teacher, embracing risk-taking, having a growth mindset, focusing on solutions, and enduring in the face of adversity. Successful people prioritize their relationships. Successful people understand the importance of building and maintaining strong relationships with their colleagues, friends, and family. They take the time to nurture these relationships and prioritize communication and collaboration. They are adaptable to change. Successful people are able to pivot and adapt to new circumstances, whether it's a change in their industry, a new project, or a shift in their personal life. They embrace change as an opportunity to grow and learn, rather than a threat to their success. They have self-control. Successful people possess the self-control to maintain their concentration on their objectives in the face of distractions and challenges. They prioritize their time and effort toward achieving their objectives and steer clear of distractions or irrelevant chores. In conclusion, successful people have a combination of attributes and habits that enable them to achieve their goals and attain their full potential. While these characteristics may not ensure success, they can undoubtedly assist individuals in overcoming hurdles and persevering in difficult circumstances. Accepting failure is a necessary step toward success.
All right. Now, at this point, we are going to be doing the recording on this night edition. But before we do that, let me just comment a little on what we just listened to. One of the standpoints is that you are supposed to uphold relationship. The last time we said something that nobody climbs the apex of life without people. We cannot actually succeed in isolation. We can see that there's a link with the previous lesson and what we are learning today. And one of those things that was mentioned and very, very important is that we need people to succeed. Successful people, they understand how to leverage on relationship. And not just that alone, they stay clear of distractions. Distractions could be people around you. People that you frolic around could be distractions. People that you lock around with could be distractions. Successful people, they know how to choose people that will actually help them to attain success eventually because they are not distracted. Your distraction could be your phone. Distraction could be anything. But one thing successful they do is they stay clear distraction and stay focused. However, it is not out of place for one to get discouraged after a particular point in time. But one way you can get out of discouragement is try as much as possible to take time out. If you have put your effort in a particular task for a period of time and you are getting discouraged or the energy is not there anymore, I think it could be the time for you to refuel. It could be the time for you to refuel your tank. And refueling your tank could mean you want to learn, new skills. You want to, relate with a different set of people. You want to just do different things compared to what you've been doing in time past. And by so doing, you will actually regain this innermost strength that will aid you to continue your journey. So at that point, it is not a time to give, or it's a time for you to leverage on the available opportunity that you have around you, and then you can progress to the next level. Never forget, you need a very good relationship to be able to scale up in life. And the quality of the people around you will determine the quality of your life. If you observe that the quality of your life is not the kind of quality that you want to, and you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, you don't perceive that yes, you are on your way, then perhaps you are not surrounding yourself with the quality kind of people. And one of those things that I mentioned last time was the fact that the kind of friends, the ones who categorize them, the only one that you need to frolic around, and you can always vouch that yes, this kind of individuals, they got my back anytime my back is against the wall. They are your confidence. And once you have those kind of people, you are sure that you're on your way to success. Once again, let me remind you, so failure is not the opposite of success. Rather, failure is also part of success. So once it comes, embrace failure. But what do you do with failure? You don't stay at your comfort zone and comfort yourself failing. All you need to do is learn from your mistake, because it's often said that it's only a fool that does the same thing the same way over and over again and expect different results. So you should be able to do a personal assessment. Why have you failed? And also, don't forget, take responsibility for your failure, because as soon as you make an excuse for your failure, then you are truly a failure. A failure is someone who will concede that yes, they failed and make excuse why they are failed. Of course, your excuse is your business, your result is our business. If you're making excuse for why you are not doing it particularly well or in the right way, it is strictly your business, because people, they will not be interested in the reason why you are flopping. Our own business is result, and nobody argues this result. On that note, we are calling it a wrap on today's edition. I want to appreciate concurrent viewers that have joined in this night, and if you're the first time viewer on this channel, I want to appreciate you for coming around. Please don't forget to give your offering before you take your leave on this channel. And what's the offering? Just smash that like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. All we do on this channel is to bring value to the table, and if it is not value, then it is not this channel. If it is value, then it is synonymous with this channel. We do all about giving value to people in terms of educating people on necessary concepts, and also providing them with a platform to relate. I want to appreciate you once again, and I thank you for joining in. So at this point, we are going to be drawing the curtain of tonight's edition of Solitude Worship, Meditation, Motivation, and Journaling. Like I said, it will be very expedient for you to encourage us. And first and foremost, I want to also appreciate everyone that have been like a source of support to me. A large number of people, I get their messages in my inbox, trying to encourage and find out why certain things are not the way they are supposed to be. I want to appreciate you for all of your love, all of your encouragement. They mean a lot to me, because without you, I am nothing. And I also value you as a destiny helper. Thank you very much for joining in, and I'll see you next week.